So is it just health that he is citing as a reason for his resignation?
Well, that's according to the press release for you that was just out about more than half an hour ago, coming from Eskom's chairman's office. And that press release actually quoting Mr. Hadebe, and this is what it says, to quote him: "It's no secret that this role comes with unimaginable demands, which have unfortunately had a negative impact on my health. In the best interests of Eskom and my family, I have therefore decided to step down." That's from a quote from Mr. Hadebe.
And that's all he says, basically. Well, at least in the statement.
Indeed, and you can see, I mean, those references, everyone knows that this has been really, as he says, an unimaginable period for Eskom. Remember that...
Remember when he took on the job, he did say that it was a big job, but he was ready for the action. What has been the response of his board?
Yeah, incidentally, another quote from the board in the statement, chairman of the Eskom board, Jabu Mabuza, who's actually just thanked Mr. Hadebe for an instrumental role in driving stability at Eskom. It says also, quoting Jabu Mabuza here, saying that we depended on his resilience to drive the kind of transformation that South Africa expects from the organization. And of course, just when we thought that perhaps we've got some stability now. Remember, there was a cleanup at Eskom after Mr. Hadebe had arrived. The board had been brushed out, so to speak, and swept out. It just comes at some sort of a surprising element, although some analysts say that this looked like it was coming from Mr. Hadebe.
Of course, these rather terse statements never really give any insights into what actually went on. Hopefully the situation will reveal itself in the next few hours and coming days.
Yeah, and I just want to say, you say coming days, next few hours. Remember, we have a scheduled ratings review by S&P later this evening. They can or they cannot, or they will not release something. They're not obligated to. But, I mean, investors are really going to digest this. This is a state utility that, by the words of Treasury and many authorities in government and the ratings agencies, is the biggest risk to the fiscus and the economy overall. I mean, what's that?
Any market reaction so far?
We looked at the Rand. The Rand's about 0.5% stronger, but it was that way throughout most of the day compared to yesterday's levels. I think markets have closed. Investors and market players will still digest this news over the weekend. We'll see what happens on Monday. But for now, the Rand staying steady. Like I said, this is the biggest utility in South Africa. It's so much of our problems in terms of our contingent liabilities and our fiscus is attributed to Eskom. So indeed, this will be digested.
Okay, let's leave it there for now. Thanks very much for coming through. Devon Murugan, who joined me here in the studio following the breaking news of Eskom Group Chief Executive Officer Phakamani Hadebe deciding to step down.